Hey everybody, it's Mind Body Synergilia, and I am Ilya. So I'm back here at the park. The snow has, it's melted for the most part. It's cold. It's a lot colder than I should always expect this by the river, because I'm here by the river, as you can see. Because I was walking on the street to get here, and it felt great. It was a lot warmer, and with the wind here, it's a little biting, but that's okay. I'm I'm gonna be complaining about the warm weather soon, so I mean, to me this is great. So anyway, I came here because I wanted to do a motivational video, and I like to kind of mix things up, and that's what I'm doing right now. So right now I'm gonna be doing a few videos based on this book. So this is called Star Wars, The Jedi Mind. And it's a book, Secrets from the Force for Balance and Peace. So if you do follow me, you know that I'm all about the mind, body, peace, zen, health, all that stuff. So I thought this was really cool. It's written by Amy Radcliffe, and the illustrator is Christina Chung. And the illustrations are so on point, and so is everything that's in this book. I really recommend buying it if you can. Or I don't know if they have it in the library so you can look at it, but it's really, really cool. So cool. All right, so I saw something that I thought was relatable. I mean, there's a lot of things that I post here that I find relatable, which is why I do them. But this one is funny because yesterday I did touch on it on my post about letting things go or embracing your feelings. So let me just read this to you. So the quote here on the top, did I show the illustration? Pretty cool, right? So always remember, your focus determines your reality, said by Qui-Gon Jinn. He imparts wisdom about being mindful. He explains the values of quieting one's mind. Maybe most importantly, he reminds Anakin that whatever he chooses to focus on will play a role in how his life unfolds. Some circumstances are out of our control, but focusing on our current action is something we can control, and it can provide a sense of calm and capability. Our minds will wander. It's our nature. Sometimes our minds swirl with negative thoughts and worries. We can move these along by recognizing them for what they are and not giving them undue weight. The more one practices observing unnecessary thoughts and not fixating on them, the easier this becomes. And they give you a little practice where it tells you to sit in a comfortable position, close your eyes, center yourself by breathing in and out a few times, and acknowledging those thoughts that wander in your mind while you're focusing on your breath, and let them pass. So, and it tells you to imagine leaves flowing down a river. And it says you don't need to stop to take a second look to get caught up in those thoughts. Just remain in focus and let them go by. And I was talking about this yesterday, and I did learn this at the wellness coaching with Mary, and it helps. It really helps because, right now, I mean, I always, when I do these videos, I'm always giving an example of my life, so that I can explain and, kind of relate them to what the motivation or whatever it is that I'm talking about. And with everything going on, yeah, it's been tough, because it's one thing after another. It's not just one thing happens and you're done. It's life. That's what life is. It's curveballs, sometimes a lot of curveballs in a short span of time. And let me go back to it because I thought this was really cool. I mean, it says here, which I really, really, really liked. It says we can move these things along by recognizing them for what they are. So sometimes you have negative thoughts, like this morning, before coming here, I was fine in the morning, and I was worrying about the bill for the endoscopy and colonoscopy, and worrying about the 40 grand, and worrying about what I'm going to say in the appeal letter that I'm going to write. And I was able to let it go, but then they came back, and those negative thoughts started to creep in. And I did basically hear what it says here. I recognized them for what they were. They were just totally negative thoughts that they were threatening to ruin my day, because there was thoughts creeping in like, oh, you know, I was so excited. In the morning, I woke up, I wanted to do a motivational video, go to the park, get some air. And now I'm feeling, oh, this is so, why am I doing these stupid videos? Nobody cares. You know, it's just garbage. And I'm getting, you know, making these videos is not going to pay the bills. Silliness. So it's all silliness, you know, because who cares? You know, I reminded myself, I embraced it. I was like, okay, let me sit with these thoughts. My mom was there to help me. Oh God, she's such a beautiful pumpkin support system. Anyway, and I recognized them for what they were. They were just nonsense. I just never cared if I reached a mass audience. I always felt that even if it reaches one person, that's great. You know, and if it doesn't, I'm loving doing these. So I had to remind myself, like, who is that person talking? That's a lot of negativity. And I just kind of flipped the switch and said, okay, we're not doing this. We are not doing this. So I got dressed, I layered up, and I said, I'm going. I gotta go. I gotta do this. Because if I start to sulk, then my body starts shutting down, because that's just, unfortunately, that's how my body works. It starts to get lazy, it starts to shut down, and then I don't want to do anything at all. And then it gets worse, because then I'm starting to fixate on, oh, you know, I didn't do this, I wasted a day, you know, what a loser. And then there's a whole nother little couple of minutes that I have to spend talking myself out of, belittling myself for not doing anything during the day, when sometimes it happens. You always have to give yourself grace, and there, you know, we falter in that aspect. You know, we don't do that. We tend to just slam on the negativity, the belittlement, the curse words at yourself, and that's just not how you should live your life. And I really liked this about letting go, because it's so hard. It's a practice. Like, it's like, man, you know how you practice how to ice skate to get better, to, you know, well, if you're an athlete and you want to go to the Olympics or something, or do something professionally, it takes a lot of practice to get there. But there's other things you have to practice at to get good at it. And this is one of them. You know, the mind, the body, the soul, all of that, it's all to maintain that level of health in mind, body, and soul. It takes practice, especially in today's society where there's so much negativity. If you post something, somebody will be, you know, will criticize you for it. If you wear something, you know, it's magnified so many times through social media, and you have to really be able to cast it aside. So you already have that going on, but then you have yourself. So working on yourself is the most important thing, because the more you take care of yourself, the easier it'll be not only to deal with life and everything that comes at you, but you'll be able to help others. And for me, that's my ultimate goal, honestly. I want to teach. I have my certification for Warrior Tai Chi, but I'm still healing from physically. So to get stronger, I need a little bit more time. And I'm getting there. Even with the setbacks, I'm able to modify things, and I know that soon I'll be able to do that. But it's also the mind. You know, it's just getting to that point where I'm comfortable, you know, in front of people again. You know, at least for me, you know, working from home, isolating myself, not going outside, and only communicating through the phone, I've always been a shy person to begin with. I mean, when I first started doing videos a long time ago, I was nervous. I was nervous to even do any of this stuff. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. It was silly, but it happens. I got good at it. You know, back then it was easier to get over certain things, but as time goes on, sometimes if you let all that negativity just fester there, it gets harder and harder to break that negativity cycle, and it's harder and harder to let go. So, like I said, it's a practice. And sitting with yourself, meditating, or you don't even have to meditate. You can just, like the exercise says, just sit quietly, breathe a few times in and out. Box breathing is a great one. That does help, you know, quell the anxiety or, you know, the stress, any anything that's got you like, oh my gosh, or oh my gosh, it helps. And box breathing is something the military uses, and you're just breathing in and out, you know. So you're just imagining, so imagine this box, 4 corners right here. So you breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, breathe out, 1, 2, 3, 4, breathe in, 1, 2, 3, 4, breathe out. And so you're going the 4 corners, breathing in and out for a count of 4. And it does feel really good. And now that I've gotten the hang of the diaphragmatic breathing, you know, it feels a lot better. So definitely, I think for everybody, at least carve some time at the beginning of the day. Honestly, is probably the best time, because it's a great way to start your day. You know, it makes you feel alive. It's like, I don't know what it is. It's a breath of fresh air in the morning to be able to just sit in quiet. My brother's been doing this, actually, just sitting in quiet. I think he does it for 5 minutes. I think that's something he's learned from these Buddha videos on YouTube that he's been watching. And I think it's great. You know, you don't necessarily have to sit and meditate for 20 minutes or 10 minutes. It's just 5 minutes, carving that much time out of your day to just sit in silence. You know, that can just do a world of good, you know. And when you're feeling those negative thoughts, like I felt today, and I still feel throughout the day sometimes, just, it's, like I said, it's practice. Just sit there and just, okay, why does this bother me? This shouldn't bother me. Just let it go. It sounds so easy, and it's not. I'll give you another example. So I have this hand cream that's cocoa butter, and it smells like chocolate. And I put it on, you know, just to moisturize my hands. And sometimes it's funny because I'm like this, and I feel like Mary Catherine Gallagher when she smells her pits from Saturday Night Live. But that's actually what I do with my hands. I'm smelling it because it's that chocolate, and I inhale it and it reminds me of chocolate, and I get excited and it calms me down. But at the same time, it makes me sad because I'm going through all this stuff with my health. I thought I saw an end in sight. I don't see it anymore. You know, I yearn to eat chocolate. I yearn to eat lemon, have cinnamon, eat apple pie with cinnamon, French toast with cinnamon. There's so many things that I still cannot eat. And I honestly thought there was going to be a light at the end of the tunnel. I thought I saw it, but I've had so many setbacks that I'm thinking to myself, wow, when? You know, like, I'm starting to get more impatient as the days go by. And that's when I really have to step the graciousness and the, you know, put those tools that I learned to use. And like right now, I'm saying to him, I'm thinking about it, and I'm getting, I don't want to say emotional because I don't really feel like crying, but sad, because I was a pastry chef, and I went into pastry because I couldn't do savory, become a savory chef, you know, cooking savory dishes, because you got to taste everything, and there was a lot of things I couldn't have due to IBS at the time. So pastry was great. Sweets, I could totally handle it. So now that I can't have any of that stuff, it's been really hard. So I struggle with that on the daily basis because I love to cook. I love to eat. So I'm trying to tap into that MacGyver to create different dishes. So when I get that negativity, like I did again today with this, I had to sit there. I had to breathe, and I had to say, okay, it's okay. You're okay. It's okay to be sad. It's fine. You'll get there. It's just going to take a little bit longer. And oh my God, I am getting emotional. Oh, yeah, I miss it. I miss eating pumpkin pie, apple pie, pumpkin lattes. Ooh, boy. Coffee. Oh my gosh. I missed my coffee. That was my antidepressant, and so were M&Ms. But I'm practicing it right now with you. I'm practicing it right now, so I'm gonna close my eyes. It's okay. It's just gonna take a little bit longer. It's okay to be sad. It's just gonna take a little bit longer. That's okay. You're good. It'll happen. It's just gonna take a little bit longer. So that's what I keep telling myself. And ooh, the breathing does help. Wow, it does help. You take the time. Wow, it really does help. I really feel a lot calmer. And that's not BS either, because that breath right there, that intentional breath that I'm taking, I have to focus on that breath. So that means that shuts off that sad part, that emotion, because I got to focus on the breath to breathe properly and then just let it out. Well, it smells a little rank around here, but somebody walked their dog, so woof, poopy. But I'm breathing. So I'm going to keep this up because I have fallen off. You know, I was doing some mindful meditation, some visualization, and then I kind of faltered recently with everything that's been going on and the pain that I've been in. I just wake up, it's just like, oh, the stiffness and stuff. But that shouldn't be an excuse for me. That should just be even more of an incentive to just keep going, to shut off, because I know that when I'm calmer, everything else falls into place. My shoulders aren't up here, they're down here, and then that pain goes away. So I definitely recommend, I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I definitely recommend that you get this. I got this at Barnes & Noble. So I really like it, honestly. I think it's really cute. It's something we all need. Oh, wait a second. I think I do remember. Oh, my brain works. So I actually do remember how I found this book. And it was at Comic-Con because they had a Jedi meditation at Comic-Con, which I unfortunately missed last year. But I went the first year they had it. It was so good. And they had these information, these quotes, and it was good. It was really, really good. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I think she was, I don't want to say it wrong, but I know I will, but she was in the mental health field. So I can't remember if she was a psychologist or a counselor. I don't remember. And I don't remember her name off the top of my head. But oh, it was so good. It was so informational. It was so good. And she did a breathing exercise actually in that session. And that's how I found this book. That's how I was turned on to this book. So I definitely suggest that you get it if you can. I think it's really good for yourself or a friend, a family member who you think needs a little inspiration, or just if they're like a Star Wars geek, like Star Wars. Who doesn't know about Star Wars? Star Wars rocks. So I hope you have a wonderful Sunday, and until next time, my Phoenixes, remember, be kind to yourself and enjoy your day.